Biafran, my man. Oh yes, so no, you wanna wash nana. Biafran, my man. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. The spirit of Biafra is upon me. That is why I am offering this song to our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. In Urobo dialect and Isoko. Lucky star is sinking, I'm sinking, Udogu, Biafra. Amorotomo, Agbada Brururu. Amorotomo, Agbada Brururu. Excellency Simon Ekpa. Nieruwe yo, Witrowe Salot. Mr. Go with the Sado. The freedom you brought to the way for us. Mr. Go with the Sado. No. Amorotomo Agbada Guru. Dear Simon Joe, you have done so much for us. I am shedding tears of joy. Your type cannot be seen easily. I search around the whole world, the greatest freedom fighter. We, the Robo and Isuku, we appreciate you also. Worry sister, say you are so good, you are so wonderful. Clara Dimu say you are so good. Oh, Amorutamo Agbada. Helen Peter say you are so good. That is the truth. Patricia Robo say you are so good. Amorutamo Agbada. What a wonderful man. The good guy. It's only the fool that we hate him. And I know those who are sitting at the fence in this Biafra struggle, they will not learn. Maybe they will learn in the grave. Urobisoko with the Sado. The freedom you brought to do well for us. Worry sister say you are so good. Urobisoko with the Sado. Clara Dim say you are so good. Anna Wabadaguru. Amorotomo Agbada Guru. Amorotomo Agbada Guru. Urobisoko with the Sado. Urobisoko with throw a salute. Even lucky star in the Sado. You do well, in the Sado. That you do well, we salute you, we throw a salute. Patricia Urobo say you are so good, you are so good. Amorotomo Agbada Guru. I am in tears of joy. For your good one cannot be quantified. Oh, Amorotomo Agbada Guru.
Those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message to you. Those who from their mother's womb were born. You do this very well. You must be very, very strong.
When the Moroku, Nigerian Biafra. When the Siputa. Makamwero mwekanyinaga Biko kulien ogeruo Biko kulien Iye jamalike ogeruo Owele ndiaporoku Makamwero wanyi Owele ndiamuruchekwa Makamwero mwengumu Biafra Biko kulien the spirit of Biafra, Biko Kulienu no Geruo. When the Biafra Gideon, Biko Kulienu no Geruo. Oh, Amadike no Nadonjon, Mukweki Here Meyae. Bodike, Mosike Rura Jobalike. Biko Kulienu no Geruo. The Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in SI, Master Simon M. It wants to smooth to sleep Gabani Naibu. New brother and down from my Ebudo. Oh, Guinea. Master Simon Epa, Emesu Okwere, Onyendu. Ihe Gamadi Geruo, Imapa Simon Epa Wujie. Ihe Gamadi Geruo, Simon Epa Watatatawo. Ojuda Kwenyi, Mkwikwe Ronye Ndukine Metata. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you, Mkwa Prime Minister Ronye, Aniga Wanuga, I will follow you, Anina, I will follow you, I will follow you, Mkwa Simon Epa Ronye. The question is this. If Nigerian government failed to organize referendum for children of Biafra, are you ready to lead us to do anything in order to get freedom from Biafra? And I'm going to be number one to follow you. If you are looking for 100 men, you will find 50 in me. Okwe Bucharangui, Master Simon Epa, or Guinea. Master Simon Epa, Biko, GC, Kaka, Oku. Atakata walk in a book. Ojuda Buey, Kwikoloyendu, Kine Menata. I am 50 men, oh yes, and I said, I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back, I will follow you. Prime Minister Ronye, and you got one who got I will follow you, and I will follow you, I will follow you. Oh, Madike Biafra, Dahi Boroka Yarole. Iye Jamadike, Biafra Republic Government Awuchie. Iye Jamadike, Commander General Kwechiri. General Buduso, Suna Atakata War. Commander
the Holy Ghost. Okunye ndu borokunu na satata. Iko kulie nuo, oke nuo. Iko kulie, iye nyama ike oke nuo. Iko kulie nuo, iye nyama ike oke nuo.
Maka Biafra, we're not put around you on into the Simon Efa, Opa to the
Witness me, I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All these we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on today's program. Wherever you are joining from, I welcome you to this amazing platform. I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will grant us all our heart desires. Wherever you are watching me from, if you are watching from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you. If you are watching from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, you are watching from Russia, from China, or from Israel, I welcome you to this amazing platform, and I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide you, protect you, and secure you. Today is another day. And as you all know, everyone that is watching us, except you are a newcomer on this platform, if you are a newcomer or you are seeing our video for the very first time, I want to let you know that this platform where you are watching this program is a platform that is under the Biafra Republic Government in Exile. A platform under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the supreme command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now you know, it is your choice to decide to stay with us and watch or not to watch. But if you accept to be with us, I bet you will never remain the same. Whatever doubts you have will be clear. As we come on this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We do not come here to attack any person, individual, or group, or race, or any religion. No. What we do in this platform is to bring the plight of the Biafrans before the whole world. There are so many things that are happening that the world is not paying attention to. So many lies have been told against us. So we seize this opportunity every morning to do the little we can to speak the truth and push the true message out there. So as you join us on this platform, one of the ways you can help us is to like the program and share it on your own platform. Share it on every WhatsApp group where you belong. Share it to your family and friends. You never can tell who is going to come across this message. The media is very important in what we are doing, in what we are pursuing. We suffered a lot because of lack of media in 1967. And in this year, 2024, going forward, we are not supposed to suffer the same because things have changed. In as much as the social media is not friendly to us when it comes to issue of Biafra, the social media is not friendly. Sometimes they keep our views low. Sometimes they block us and people will not get notification from our program. That is why you have to participate, be part of the media by sharing the program. Sharing the program will not take away anything from you. It is not going to take away your data. It's not going to take away money from your account. At least do that. My fellow Biafrans, remember that we have a task ahead of us, and we must continue to pursue that task. Wherever you are watching this program from, this very morning section is always an interactive section. And today on, if you look at the topic, I said, exclusive Hardtalk, have your say. You have the right to come in and have your own say. The link is there. All you need to do is to click the link and it will bring you in. Today's program, I expect a lot of people to come in with their opinion, to come in with their questions, to come in with their recommendations, to come in with their prayers. Today, I expect every one of us to engage. As I have always said, it is not mandatory that you must use English. You can talk to us in broken English. You can equally use your own dialect, as long as the dialect is Biafran dialect. Whether you are Ishakiri, whether you are Robo, whether you are Ibibio, whether you are from Ibanke, whether you are from Ijon, whether you are from Igbo, whichever dialect is comfortable for you, feel free, click the link and join us on this very program today. I don't want to speak alone today because it is a hard talk. I said exclusive hard talk. Have your say. What will stop you from supporting Biafra Republic Government in exile under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, to freedom? What will stop you? What will stop you? What is that thing that will stop you from joining the Biafran government and our Prime Minister to pursue the freedom of Biafra? That is our discussion today. Feel free, click the link, come in and give your opinion. If you know that thing that is troubling you, or if you know that there is nothing that will stop you, feel free, come in and tell us. Nothing will stop you from pursuing your freedom under Biafran government, under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Try and join on the platform and air your opinion. When you are coming, make sure you are covered up properly. You can't appear on our platform naked. The world is watching. And when you come on to speak, keep your argument civil. Keep your discussion civil. No cussing out. Just say it in a civil manner. Everyone is going to understand you. That is why we are here. It is very, very important that every one of us should be part of today's program. Today is a day that every one of us have to engage. The topic called, it says, exclusive hard talk, have your say. Every one of us on this platform have the right to have their say. You must not even be a Biafra for you to have it, even if you don't agree with our ideology, even if you don't agree with what we are saying here, even if you are one Nigerian, you are from other ethnic group, you are from other part of the world, and you have an opinion, have your say. Come in and speak. But you that is a Biafran, I'm asking you, what is that thing that will stop you from supporting Biafran government under our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra? What do you think can stop you? You are welcome, my beloved brother Chides. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and speak to Biafrans, my beloved brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother. Go ahead and speak.
It's my pleasure, sir, to join you this morning. I'm very, very happy for what you're doing, sir. Very, very glad.
Your voice is low. I cannot hear you clearly. Oh, he's off. His voice is very low, so I couldn't hear him clearly. I hope he comes back. So any other person can click in and come. It is supposed to be a very interactive section. So let us interact. What is that thing that will stop you from supporting Biafran government under our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra? What do you think can stop you? As for me, there is no doubt whatsoever in my mind on my support to the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Not because he is Simon Ekpa, not because he is handsome, not because he lives in Finland, not because he's Igbo, not because he's from Ebonyi, not because of anything, but because he has proven himself qualified for the job. And I have always said it, you do not choose a leader. You don't choose a leader because that leader is from your own ethnic group. You don't choose a leader because the leader speaks your dialect. You don't choose a leader because the leader is handsome or beautiful. You don't choose a leader because the leader looks tall, short, or muscular. You don't choose a leader because a leader is living abroad. You choose a leader because the leader is qualified. Your personal love or likeness doesn't have anything to do with choosing a leader. You might love someone, you might like someone. If the person is not qualified, he or she is not qualified. You might hate somebody, you might dislike somebody, the person you don't want to see such person, But when you look at the quality that the person has, he has everything it takes to be a leader. You have to choose that person if you truly want a leader. As it stands today, in this very struggle, in this very restoration that we are in this restoration of Biafra that we are in, there is nobody I have seen that is more qualified than the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. There is no other group or organization that is more qualified than the Biafra government. We are talking about restoration. This very Biafran restoration or this very Biafran movement have started a very long time, and it passed from stages to stages to stages to stages. Once a stage is done with, if we are done with a stage, the people in that stage will give way for the next stage to enter. Then if you are not qualified for the next stage, you don't have to get angry. You don't have to get envious. All you need to do is to give way. Let the people who are qualified for the next stage to come in. The only reason why some people today are angry, envious, jealous, they have decided to begin to toe the path of the devil is because they have refused to accept the reality of today. As I was saying, the Biafran movement started from stage to stage, all the way from the Civil War. At that time in 1967, our eternal leader, Tim Odunugojuku, was the person who the mantle fell on. The mantle fell on him, and Chukwu Okeke used him with General Effiong. General Effiong was there assisting him. And our eternal leader, Tim Odunugojuku and Effiong, did what they had to do at that particular point in time. Both of them were managing the affairs of Biafrans, making sure that Biafran land is defended, and they did the best they can. Until it got to a stage when our eternal leader saw the situation that it can no longer be continued, he left the stage, and General Effiong was there to manage the situation until they declared no victor, no vanquish. After that process, we enter into another stage. It got a stage to revive the Biafra issue, to make sure that our name does not die, to make sure that we keep on our defense. Uwazurike came on board. Uwazurike came on board through myself as an organization. Uwazurike continued his own evangelism, continued to keep Biafra issue awake and alive. He continued to talk about Biafra, whether he's doing it sincerely or not sincerely. The most important is that he kept Biafra in the mind of Biafran people within the time and space where he had. Uwazurike was there with Masop, and our supreme leader, Mazen Nandeka, who worked with Uwazurike, he was with Masop also. At that time, Uwazurike was in charge. They continued to do what they had to do as an organization, Masop, evangelizing, keeping the Biafran memory alive. They kept the Biafran memory alive until it got to a stage when it has become a time for radical evangelism. When it got to the time of radical evangelism, Uwazurike could not be able to handle it. In one way or the other, his tenure was truncated after he was arrested, and everyone that fell under him had no strength or power to go on that massive evangelism. They were not capable, and they were subdued by the federal government, including Uwazurike himself. After his members who were working under Uwazurike, including the people on the field, were all captured. All his commanders were captured and brought. Deceived, they were deceived, and they were brought to him in detention. And they all surrendered. Uwazurike himself confessed to this on video. That it was when his commanders was brought before him, and they told him that now there is nothing they can do than to join the one Nigeria whatever and continue to forget the issue of Biafra for the meantime. Uwazirike looked to left and right. He was all alone. And if anything happens to him at that point in time, nobody is going to stand for him. Uwazirike, hands off. And he was released. After the release of Uwazirike, he could not have the energy he had when he started. Our Supreme Amazon Nandekano was part of the Masor, and he saw it that the strength is no longer there. He took up the mantle. Chukwu Okikabiyama gave Mazen Nandekano the mantle, and Mazen Nandekano established the IPOB to continue to strengthen, to embark on a very massive radical evangelism. That was the mission that was given to our Supreme Mazen Nandekano. On that time, the supreme leader of IPOB, Mazen Nandekano, entered into evangelism. That was where he became the guru of the media. Mazen Nandekano, through the media, which he himself said that I will use the microphone to destroy the zoo. The truth and microphone only. That was what he said. That he's going to use the microphone and the truth to destroy the zoo. Some of them call it a bluff. But I can bet you the destruction of the zoo started from the microphone and the truth. And that is the pillar that is still putting them down up to today. What is putting them down on their knees today is the microphone and the truth. Mazen Nandekano continue to preach the gospel. Mazen Nandekano evangelized online from an ordinary computer. You will see some of his old video. It's just a laptop and a small microphone. Mazen Nandekano was preaching. Then there was no radio. Mazen Nandekano started until he began to grow. He established the Radio Biafra. Through the Radio Biafra, he was able to reach out to all the Biafran people. Biafrans began to hear his voice. And yet, with the radio message, it was not still enough because many people on the grassroots were not paying attention to the radio. They weren't paying attention. Mazen Nandekano had a mission, and he knows what Chukwu Okikabiyama sent him to do. Evangelize. Wake up every Biafran that is sleeping. They should be awake. Every Biafran must be awakened. That is the mission of Mazen Nandekano. Mazen Nandekano engaged in evangelism. Massive evangelism. It got to a time people were not getting, including myself, I was not getting the message already. Until Mazen Nandekano himself told the zoo, I am coming down to Nigeria. He gave them a date when he's coming, that he's coming. Knowing fully well that he will be detained, he knows. But that was a strategy, organized and ready by Chukwu Okikabiyama himself. Mazen Nandekano arrived in Nigeria in 2015, and they detained him in Lagos. Mazen Nandekano was detained, knowing fully well that there was no law against him. Talking on radio and broadcasting without arms does not amount to any crime. Calling for self-determination does not amount to any crime. International law supports it. African human and people's rights support it. Nigerian law itself supports it. So why are you detaining him? They detained Mazen Nandekano in 2015. He was there for almost 2 years plus. It was the detention of Mazen Nandekano that made up many people to know that there is somebody out there who is standing for you, speaking out in Biafra. The detention of Mazen Nandekano in 2015 brought most of us up. I personally, I began to be active in the issue of Biafra, following every broadcast and the incident that happened from 2015. From the arrest of Mazen Nandekano, when I killed him, I began to follow everything that had to do with Biafra. Following every news, investigations, doing everything I can do to get information for myself. Until Mazen Nandekano was granted bail. I was following all the incident that was happening. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail on a very strong condition to make sure he stops. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knew his assignment. His assignment was to make sure that every Biafran is awoken, and he seized that opportunity. He used that opportunity to canvass the Biafrans, and the Biafrans came out in large number. That was when you saw the clip I'm playing when I want to start my message. Each time I want to start that clip I'm playing, that picture you are seeing there, that video you are seeing there, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was waving hand to the Biafrans. When you see crowd gathered around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that was after his release. That was after his release. That was 2016. That was 2017. That very release made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come on the platform. The platform become bigger. People on the grassroots know about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The mission of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on evangelism got to the highest peak. Every single Biafran, no matter whether you pay interest or not, everybody was hearing about him. He didn't stop only in the southeast. He went up to the south. He visited many states. And that evangelism was massive. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't stop there. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu extended his evangelism to the Middle Belt, extended his evangelism to the southwest, extended it to the north. Today, you can see people from the Middle Belt that can tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu woke them up. People in the southwest, they will tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu woke them up. You see people in the north, they will tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu woke them up. That was his assignment. He did his job excellently well. And every one of us, we saw the truth in him. We supported him on the media. I started my broadcast from the time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was around. If you go to my channel, David Herbert, you see some programs I did then. You see some programs later. Some of them I have deleted. You will see my programs then. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu evangelism was massive, and that was his call. Then it was sensitization and evangelism. That was the mission handed to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did it excellently well. Chukwu Okike Abiama used him immensely. Even after he came out, they came again and they wanted to take his life during the Python dance. That was the bombshell. I was watching it live. I was broadcasting it live during that attack on his home. Every one of us was watching it. From then, Chukwu Okike saved him and he escaped and reappeared. In the next appearance, it was massive. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu began to strategize, to plan about the new dimension, because he knew that the evangelism have gotten to the highest peak. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu laid the foundations, the alliances with Southwest, Middle Belt, with the North, and with Amazonia. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did everything he has to do in terms of evangelism, inside and outside the country, until the time came when it was clear that the job of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been completed. When the time came that the job was completed, he didn't waste time. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't waste time. He didn't waste time. He knew that the time has come, and he began to call for attentions. He began to preach messages like, if you know what you will do to bring Biafra, go ahead and bring it. He preached a message like, I need 100 men. He went ahead to give a date. And when the time came, and it was obvious that his assignment is almost completed, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu announced the new dimension by himself. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came across our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, he could not restrain himself. Even before Mazi Simon Ekpa joined IPOB, the attack had already started. Mazi Simon Ekpa was broadcasting on his own just the way I'm broadcasting. He was broadcasting on his own, speaking about the issue of Biafra, analyzing things, exposing things, doing a very wonderful work that every Biafran will see and cherish. But at that time, do you know that some people felt threatened? Some people felt threatened with the work of our Prime Minister, and they began to attack. Even before he joined, in one of the live programs on question and answer of Mazen Nandekano, on Fridays, I never forget that. In one of the question and answer, a lady called, that idiot called, one of those ladies lately. I don't even see her online again. I don't even know where that one is again. She called and she was telling Mazen Nandekano, there is a guy that is broadcasting and they call him Simon Ekpa. He's talking about the issue of Biafra. He was asking Mazen Nandekano, what do you think about that guy? How should we treat his issue? He had been talking about Biafra and he's not part of IPOB. Mazen Nandekano said, yes, he has seen that and he has known that guy. He has seen his work. He's doing a very wonderful job. And Mazen Nandekano responded and said, only one Chineke can do what Mazen Samaraba was doing there. That was the response of Mazen Nandekano. I never forget it because I was watching the program live. The response of Mazen Nandekano to that lady was, only one Chineke will do what Mazen Samaraba is doing. Even if he has not joined IPOB, he will definitely join IPOB and he's going to be part of us. Support him and follow him. Only one Chineke will do what he's doing. And that idiot was ashamed of herself. That was when the attack started. They didn't relent. They began to fire from east, west, north, and south. And Mazen Nandekano, being a man who is not just an ordinary leader, he's also a spiritual leader. I call him a spiritual leader to this very struggle. He has seen what those idiots did not see. He went ahead. In the next program, he said, go and watch his program. He is bringing a new dimension into this very struggle. Follow him. Share his videos. Listen to him. That was a total and absolute handover to the Prime Minister of Biafra, Mazen Samaraba. But then, that was a handover. From that moment, things changed. Just as Mazen Nandekano said, Mazen Simon Ekpa joined the IPOB following all the procedures, including the oath, which he never wanted to take. But for one reason or the other, because of the conviction of Mazen Nandekano, he had to take the oath. In fact, his own oath was directed by Mazen Nandekano himself, directed somebody to instructed to do it. But the enemies who have seen somebody that is better than them, instead of coming down to learn, and they didn't know the era they are in is about to expire, they can't bear it. Remember, I told you the struggle is stage by stage. In the stage of evangelism, these IPOB rats, these people that call themselves IPOB, these ones you are seeing that this IPOB Nigeria, when it was time of evangelism, they were doing work, they were doing well. So many of them, Chukwu used them to evangelize. Then it was everybody, come online, if you just on your camera, say anything you want to say, as long as you're mentioning Biafra. It was a radical evangelism. Everybody, we don't want to know your qualification, we don't know, just come out and begin to speak and talk about Biafra. But when that time of new dimension came, the time for restoration was coming. Mazen Nandekano knew that the time has come. He began to search for 100 men. It is no longer about evangelism. It is no longer about evangelism. And at that time, anybody that is sensible, that is spiritually inclined, should know that the system is changing. And if you are not capable, if you know you don't have something to offer in the restoration, all you would have done is to just calm down. Calm down. Take a position and watch those who are capable and let them do their job. You don't have to fight your brother. You don't have to fight your sister. You don't have to begin to be angry or pose or begin to be envious or jealous. No. You have done your own part. And history will always remember you if you play your role very well. Now that the era is changing into another dimension, If you are not capable, either through education or through your stance or qualification, you are not able to be there, calm down. Allow those who are capable to be there. As I'm speaking to you here online, talking on broadcasting, there is a stage it will get to. If I know that it is not everything I will go and put myself into. We are talking about a nation, a country that will deal with other countries of the world. You cannot be an island. This is not a drama. This is not a village meeting. It's not a village meeting or youth meeting or age group meeting. We are talking about a country that will stand other countries of the world. So everyone should know where his own capabilities stop and accept it. Either through your qualification in education or through your finance or through your whatever. You should know your limits, where you reach. And once you get your limits, step down and allow those who are qualified to go ahead. There's nothing to be jealous about. There's nothing to be envious about. Everybody has a role to play. But these idiots, they did evangelism when it came to a time to transfer power and allow the new dimension to unfold in restoration, because you cannot continue to fight for restoration as an invisible person. For you to fight for the restoration of the country, you must have to have a personality. And that was why some time ago I asked somebody who was talking about why is Simon Ekpa the prime minister? Why did he make himself the prime minister? And I asked him, who is more qualified than Simon Ekpa among those who are fighting for this struggle today? Who is more qualified than Simon Ekpa to be the prime minister? That was my question to him, and he has no answer. Who is more qualified among all those? I'm not saying that Simon Ekpa is the most educated Igbo man. No. I'm not saying that Simon Ekpa is the most wisest Igbo man. No. I'm not saying that Simon Ekpa is the wisest Biafran. I'm not saying he's the most educated Biafran. I'm not saying he's the most faithful Biafran. No. But I am talking about those Biafrans who are talking about restoration and ready to fight for Biafra. Among all those mentioning Biafra in the open, how many of them are more qualified than Master Simon Ekpa? How many are more qualified? How many of them are ready to put their life, their career, everything about them on the line? How many of them have the backup to hold them in times of the wave? Every one of us can see the wave the Simon Ekpa have been able to face for the past 3 years. A heavy wave that has been blowing. Let me tell you, the wave that is blowing towards Master Simon Ekpa, it is very rare to find a person who will face such kind of attack and still stand. Very, very rare. Now I ask you, seeing Master Simon Ekpa pass through all these events, and today look at where he is. In the new dimension, he did not just come to sit back and begin to watch and cry and beg for Master Nandekam to come and teach him or to come and continue where he started. He has been working. Since Master Nandekam was kidnapped, he has made a lot of additions. He has made a lot of achievements. He has created so many things. And today, Biafran name has continued to be on international stage more than ever. And I ask you, what is that thing that will make you not to support our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa? What is that thing that is making you not to support the Biafran government today? Tell me. Click the link and comment. Whoever you are, whether you believe on our ideology or not, whether you agree, whether you are a Biafran or not, what is that thing that is making you today to tell Biafrans not to follow Master Simon Ekpa? You as a Biafran, what is that thing that is hindering you to give your whole support, your entire support to Biafran government? What? I have checked right, left, and center, front and back. I cannot pinpoint any single thing that will make me to say I will not follow Master Simon Ekpa or the Biafran government. Nothing. If you have found one, I am still waiting. I want somebody to join me on stage. I want somebody to join me on stage. I cannot have this discussion all alone. I expect people to click in and come and make a contribution. That is what I expect. I expect people to click in and make their contribution. in this era that we are in, the earlier you understand what is going on and accept the reality of today, the better for all of us. Today, it has become very clear that the Biafrans have no place in the zoo. Today, every lie that has been told against us today has been brought to light. In the era of restoration of Biafra under our Prime Minister Sam Maneba, today we have disproved all the lies that have been telling against us. When they come together, they say we cannot have a leader. Today, we have a leader. Unlike them, those who are accusing us to have a leader, what they have are rulers. They have rulers, people who rule over them by force. But in our own case, we have leaders, people who win their integrity by their work. They earn it. That's what we have. Mazen Nandi can earn every single respect he has today. He never forced anybody. They end it. Mazen Nandi can earn every respect he has today. That is why today everybody is putting their name, anchoring behind that name. The name of Mazen Nandi has become a light that everybody will cling onto to shine. In the same way, in the same manner, our Prime Minister today is earning the respect of Biafrans. He is not forcing anybody. The support the Prime Minister is getting today is because he earned it through hard work. From the moment Mazen Nandekano was kidnapped, the gap came. The people who were supposed to fill the gap, instead of filling the gap, they created more gap. They created more gap. And from then onward, it was only Mazen who was able to reach out to the people, speak to them, answer their question, and listen to their voice. And today, he has earned the respect. That is why you see today 49 million plus people are voting in Biafran self-referendum. 49 million plus people voting in Biafran self-referendum. And we are still counting. This is the second phase. We are still counting. And when we enter the third phase, you are going to see more. As at yesterday, we saw videos where people were lined up and they're still voting. Number of people lined up and they're still voting. The voting is going to continue until the end of the third phase, and then the final result will come out during our convention in Lahti, Finland. After the final result, then the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra will happen on the 2nd of December. After that declaration, Biafra land will be totally and completely defended. It's a very clear thing. And I have said it time and time again that the beauty of the restoration of Biafra today that we are in, the beauty is that there is nothing done in the secret. I say it every time on this platform. There is nothing that you don't need to consult me or anybody. You don't need to consult anybody to say, what is this thing that is there? There's no secret. All you need to do is to follow up our platforms, what we say. All the government, Biafran government platform, follow them. Follow our Prime Minister on X. Once you are following our Prime Minister on X, you don't need to ask questions. The answers are there for you already. You will see the effect of everything done, step by step of how things have been followed. Just like our Prime Minister gave a brief on his visit to Lagos. During the Lagos visit by our Prime Minister, you saw how he explained. You saw how he answered the question, even though he had answered it several times. Telling you how we are going to restore Biafra. How you and I are going to put our heads together to make sure Biafra becomes a reality. The process and procedures we are going to take. He announced it. He said it, and you can see them playing out. It's not just putting it in paper. You see the actions, they are already active. Every single he said is active. They are all activated. I ask you again, what will make you not to support Biafran government under our Prime Minister Master Samane? What? What is that in holding you? What is that in holding you not to support financially? What is holding you? What is holding you not to support financially? Today, an opportunity has also been opened. For those of us who are business-minded, you are business-minded, your mind is, there are so many of us who can never do anything without interest. So many of us, they can't do anything without interest. Anything that they cannot do interest, they will not participate in it. And that opportunity has come. The IOU that our Prime Minister introduced, IOU loan. In the IOU loan, whatever you contribute to the struggle will be given back to you 100% interest after the restoration of Biafra. Anything you donate through that IOU loan, whatever you donate, it will be given back to you with 100% interest. All you need to do is to go and apply. Go to our website, check on the IOU loan, and then you apply. You reach out for the contact, they give you the contact, you reach out, and then you can be able to make your submissions. Whatever contribution you make will be given back to you as once Biafra is being restored with 100% interest. So for those of you who are business-minded, you can't do anything without making a gain. What are you waiting for? Go and apply for the IOU loan. And for those who are looking for consultation, the money banks, because we know there are so many money banks in Biafra land. People who are millionaires and billionaires in dollars, pounds, and euros. We have a lot of them. But they want assurance. They want commission. A road is also opened. All you need to do is to send in your application. Our Prime Minister will meet you one-on-one. Both of you will talk. You ask your question and he will respond to you. If there is anything that is hindering you from participating or supporting, you ask him. If there is any condition you want or whatever you want to do, you ask him. All you need to do is send in that application. The meeting with our Prime Minister and people are every week. Every week. Every week he's meeting people. So what is that thing that will hold you from supporting Biafran government? Every single thing that is supposed to be an obstacle today, the Prime Minister have made sure that every of that is taken out of the way. So if in any way or manner you decide not to participate, it is your choice. It is your decision. You cannot say it is because of Mr. B or Mr. A. You can't say it because you're not consulted or because you don't make a gain. There is no excuse you will give whatsoever why you will not support the restoration of Biafra. That is why the law of Biafra is going to be very, very strict. It is going to be very, very strict on those who have the resources, who have the means to support, and they refuse to do so. The law of Biafra is going to be very, very, very strong against them. The law of the land is going to be very, very strong against, very hard on them. We know the money bags. There are people in Biafra land who can sponsor the restoration of Biafra in a twinkle of eye until it comes. There are a lot of them. But today, they are all silent. They feel less concerned. Only the middle class are doing their best. And look at the heights they have brought it to. And you are still watching from the window. You are watching from outside, expecting when the food is ready. No problem. The food is ready and it's going to be served. But how it's going to be served, I'm not going to tell you. You have to know that what you contribute is what you're going to get. So if you are one of those money bags and you pretend you don't know what is going on, keep pretending. Keep pretending. A time is going to come when you pretend no more. The time is coming when your pretense can no longer help you. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you, you know, do not get distracted. A lot of distractions are going to come. A lot of obstacles are going to come. But I bet you must be focused. Don't allow anyone to deceive you. Don't allow the propaganda or the enemies to distract you. We have no place in the zoo. Nigeria does not belong to us. Nigeria does not belong to us. We have no place in that country for Nigeria. It is high time we face and mind our own business. There was a video I saw last time where in their Senate, somebody rose up and she was calling for the government to review the market that they bought. Because that's market, when you hear market burning, all those are planned work. The government is involved just to get at the Biafran people. So I saw in the house where somebody was talking about government rebuilding the house and make it easier for the business people to get back to their shop. And the Senate president was furious. The Senate president didn't want to hear about it. He was so furious and he responded immediately. Then he remembered it's a private business. Begin to ask, what has government got to do with that? But the same government that was collecting tax from those shops. Now you know it's private. But when it comes to cow, when it comes to the Fulani cow that does not pay tax to anybody, they don't even bring any development. Instead, they destroy farms that has nothing to contribute anywhere. The cows are not paying tax. They are not. They take everything free. The land, they say they want it free. The food they eat, they take it free. The market, everywhere, it is free. And yes, government is giving allocation for them. Recently, they approved Ministry of Livestock for them. But when somebody was telling the government to rebuild the shop that you got burnt, so that the business people can go back to their businesses and get the shop back and keep things running, they become furious. Let me see if I can see that video. Let me see if I can find that video and play it. That is the kind of Nigeria you find yourself in.
On the Karo fire outbreak and the need for safer public places, I urge the FCDA and Abuja Municipal Area Council to offer the shops when rebuilt to the victims at a subsidized and affordable rate in order not to disenfranchise the original owners of the shops. I so submit.
So why do you use government money to build community market, maintain the status, and hand over to the community? So what I'm saying in this sense is that the prayer is faulty, but is there anybody who wants to second this prayer?
Yes, sir. I stand and I speak to second the prayer as amended by Senator Ereti Kingibe. If your question has to do with the disbursement or the utilization of government funds in rebuilding a community market, sir, the people are the government. The communities are the government. So it's like the people using their money to their own advantage. So I stand to second the motion as amended by Senator Ereti Kingibe, sir.
Did you hear that? Unbelievable. The prayer was to use, the government should rebuild the markets that got burnt, the community market that got burnt, and then subsidize the rate for the business people to take back their shop and don't disenfranchise them from having their shops. And you saw the way the senior president attacked the woman by himself. That why will you use government money to build community markets? And the woman that came at us have now reminded him that the people at the government, the money you're talking about is their money. Now, do you see that these people do not even see the people as they don't see you as anything? And the reason why this Akpabio is attacking this is because they know when they come to the market and business, the people that are involved are the Biafrans. When it comes to markets, the people that are involved are the Biafrans. And you see the people who are raising this motion are people from the Biafran side. See, look at the way he threw away the point. He cancelled it immediately. He didn't even want the woman to finish the prayer.
He began to question the woman by himself. He said, how can you use government money to build community markets? Forgetting that the people are the government. It is their money. Investing their money in them. What is faulty in it? And investing their money in their own case that they will still pay tax and they will generate more money for the government. This same idiot who is asking, why are you going to use the money of the government to build a community? We use his own money to build a Fulani livestock that individual own. It's not community. This same man now, this same idiot who called himself the senior president, will support the motion to sponsor Fulanis for their own individual cow business. Individual cow business. They have opened a ministry for cow for them. But you look at a prayer for a community market to be built, you attack it and you shut it down. This is the kind of country that Nigeria is that don't develop. Listen to them, hear him clearly.
On the Karo fire outbreak and the need for safer public places, I urge the FCDA and Abuja Municipal Area Council to offer the shops when rebuilt to the victims at a subsidized and affordable rate in order not to disenfranchise the original owners of the shops. I so submit.
So why do you use government money to build community market, maintain the status, and hand over to the community? So what I'm saying in essence is that the prayer is faulty, but is there anybody who wants to second this prayer?
Yes, sir. I stand and I speak to second the prayer as amended by Senator Ereti Kingibe. If your question has to do with the disbursement or the utilization of government funds in rebuilding a community market, sir, the people are the government. The communities are the government. So it's like the people using their money to their own advantage. So I stand to second the motion as amended by Senator Ereti Kingibe, sir.
You have heard it, but this is the kind of nonsense you see in Nigeria, and they continue to come every now and again. Let us listen to the message of Mazen Nandi.
The truth that Nigeria is unworkable as presently constituted. I don't know why people cannot see it. I don't know why they are so foolish enough to comprehend it. I do not know if their foolishness is attributable to their poverty of understanding, their very low intellect, or the education system that providence have decreed that they pass through in that hell called Nigeria. I don't know what it is. But you can now see that they cannot, with any degree of conviction, be classed as human beings. They do not reason. They don't know when to rise up to revolt. They don't know when to get angry. They don't know when to say enough is enough. All they do is bask in their own ignorance and stupidity. And that is why their life is one almighty misery. This program this evening, by the grace of Elohim, will bring home some truths to some people. That, as difficult as it may sound, as difficult as it may be for them to comprehend, we have always been right from day one, that the system is unworkable. Your PVCs are useless. If you rely on them, you will lose. And you've seen what they've done. They opened up the floodgates of Niger, of Cameroon, of Chad, and of Benin Republic in the north. Every Fulani enclave, bothering northern zoo called Nigeria, flooded into Borno, into Kanu, into Katsina, into Sokoto, to cast their vote for their brother, who is from Sudan, complemented, of course, by underage voting. And people go about every day pretending that all is right and all is well. I am truly ashamed. I don't know why Elohim placed Biafra in that part of the world, to be honest with you. I am truly ashamed of people that claim they're intellectuals, but full of idiocy and hypocrisy. When it comes to IPOB, they speak. But now they are silent. The zoo is falling apart. I have a message for everybody in the damnable zoological republic today. The message that I bring to you is a very simple one. If you're one of those who are tired of what is happening in the zoo, if you're one of those that spent years campaigning, that went out to vote, and your vote did not count, as I understand some of them were lamenting. When they saw hell, they ran away and they were lamenting very bitterly. If you're from the east, which is Biafra land, if you're from the west, which is Yoruba land, if you're from the middle belt, the TV land as well, I ask you to join IPOB, that we may set you free as well. You must join IPOB, that we may set you free, because the entirety of humanity is listening and they are waiting. They want to understand one very simple fact. Why can't you people behave and act like human beings? Why are you not enraged by the outrage of the cabal of APC and of the very backward Fulani regime running the zoo into the ground? Why can't you rise up? And I will tell you why this evening. But before I do so, all those of you that wanted a change from the change, all those of you that cried and pleaded with IPOB to lift the boycott, which we duly did, all of you that hoped that what you were exercising on Saturday, your inalienable right, as some of them tried to remind us, that ended up counting for nothing. If you're upset, then you must join IPOB. Only a popular resistance, only a revolution of the people against the corrupt regime can save you. Anything else is bunkum, pure and absolute rubbish. It doesn't matter if you're from Biafra land, from Ududuwa, from the lands of the Middle Belt. For you to be free, you must join IPOB. Then we'll help and save you wherever you are. As Biafra is going, everybody else is going as well. This contraption is unworkable. This contraption cannot work because it is full of evil men. Evil, evil men. And as they are growing, as Ohanese tried to do in our land, they are grooming baby saboteurs, baby traitors. They are grooming people to take over from them. Very sad indeed that people cannot rise up against tyranny. Everywhere else in the world, every other continent in the world, people rose up against tyranny. Only in Black Africa are we always finding it difficult to rise up. Those of us that rose up against tyranny, and they came to kill me, they killed my men. Some of you idiots, we are clapping and laughing. Do you now see how useless your lives are? Democracy is about establishing the will of the majority of the people. In your case, the will of that very majority was trampled, flagrantly disobeyed and disregarded. You were told that you are nothing. Returning officers were told the results to announce, or else they will be held captive in perpetuity. Resident electoral commissioners were held hostage under gunpoint to falsify and announce fake results. And you have the temerity to rise up the next day to go on social media to comment rubbish. That means you have no shame. It means you're not worthy to be called a human being. It means you don't exist. It means you're a complete waste of space. You must learn from IPOB. Had we boycotted the elections, they would have blamed everything on us. It is the
That was the supreme leader of IPOB, Mazen Nandekano, speaking. And you hear it. In a very short sentence, he has just told you what Nigeria is. Nigeria is an irredeemable entity. You can never redeem Nigeria. You can never redeem Nigeria. It will only get worse. It will only get worse.
Here you are talking about rigging the election of Buhari to rig Atiku out. And everybody went about their business as if nothing happened. Even when they deceived Mazen Nandegan to call off the no election, he did call it off for them. That was the last opportunity that was given to Nigeria. When Mazen Nandegan called off no election. And that happened because of the idiots around him, the manipulators around Mazen Nandegan. They made Mazen Nandegan to feel alone. They made him to feel alone in a place where you will come, only you will be speaking. They made him feel alone, and he gave them that last chance. Called off the election, and yet they rigged it. That's what the same thing they wanted to do again. When it came to the time of this drug baron, whom Mazen Nandegan himself prophesied and said they are going to bring the drug baron. People thought it was a joke. They brought him in, and they were shouting P2B up and down. The Prime Minister of Biafra, being a man that has read history, being a man that has studied Nigeria, knew that nothing is going to come out of it. We stood our ground and said no election. While we are saying no election, the IPOB in Nigeria, we are already campaigning. IPOB in Nigeria, we are already campaigning, even when they knew that their leader said it will not happen again. Their leader said, do not give Nigeria any other single chance. They went ahead and betrayed. Today, look at the results of it. And tell me, what would have been our own fate if we had supported that election? How do you think that the world is going to look at us? Had it been that our Prime Minister, Mazi Samaraba, supported that election, just because a man is from your tribe, just because the person is a Biafran, what do you think will be our fate today? With which eye are you going to be looking to international communities? So you were fighting because it's not your own person. I thank you, Kokukagam. We have a vision, and we focus on our vision, and we said no election, and we stood on that no election up till the end of it. That is why today our strength is even growing stronger. And we can never, ever, ever be distracted or deceived. It does not matter what you think. It does not matter what you do. We are focused in pursuit of our freedom. That is the only thing we know. That is the only language we understand. That is the only direction we have to follow. It is freedom for Biafrans. We have continued to pursue our freedom, and we will continue to pursue our freedom until we get our freedom. We have no business with Nigeria. We have no business with Nigeria. When I see some of them who are talking about a better Nigeria, more especially you see a Biafran opening his dirty mouth to talk about a better Nigeria, I pity some people. You had Mazen Nandegan here making a call, calling other regions to join IPOB. He's not telling you to join IPOB and become a Biafran. No. Follow our dimension and call for the end to this entity that is holding everybody captive. Follow our dimension. Call for the end of this entity that is holding everybody captive. Let every man go his separate ways. It is not an evil call. It is not a bad call. In fact, it is to save humanity. It is to save humanity. Once you split this very contraption, this interest that is creating death will end. This interest that is causing people to die unnecessarily will end automatically. Every region will begin to pursue and protect their borders. They will begin to pursue growth. There will be a healthy competition among everyone. Disintegration of Nigeria will not stop us from getting married together. It will not stop us from doing business together. It will not stop us from living where we want to live. But some idiotic people in the zoo has made you think that when you disintegrate, they will not build a cage and you'll be inside that cage and you cannot go anywhere. Who said so? Where does that happen? And that is also the mentality of idiots these four Afonja are having. Some Afonja, they are still having that archaic mindset. They talk about seized property, abandoned properties, seized property that was seized in Port Harcourt, those were seized in Lagos, and they are wishing that when the country ends today, that they are going to seize the properties of the Biafrans, knowing fully well that Biafrans own almost all the properties in the Lagos. And most of them, that is their target and the reason why they are. You see some of them calling for protests against the Igbos must go. In 21st century, there are rules, laws guiding the whole world. In 21st century, you don't take somebody's property like that. You don't just do that. And that is why you see the area their government is. What their government is following today is in demolition. Demolishing houses. Houses that you give people C of O. You sign a C of O. You allocate the land for them. You survey the land. And you come and destroy it. I pity Biafrans that are invested outside Biafra land. Because in that very contraption, an evil seed has been sown against the Biafrans. And because of the wickedness of the heart of man, they are embracing that evil seed. Because of the evil of the heart of men, they embrace that evil seed for their own selfish interests. We can no longer continue to listen or watch this kind of evil happen. My fellow Biafrans, we must prepare our mind. We must prepare our mind because the game is changing. You can see how the problem is escalating all over the world. You can see the protest that is going on all over the world. The zoological republic protest. We are sitting back and we are watching. And don't forget the instruction of our Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister said that when the time comes, that we are going to embark on what we have to do. That we cannot join our own protest with the protest of the zoo. Remember, the 1 month lockdown of all the ministries of the zoo is going to take place after their protest. Immediately after their protest. That is what our Prime Minister said. And every one of us should be aware and key in while we are watching and observing what is happening in the Zoological Republic. We are seeing videos that are coming out, videos that are coming from all corners and flying, more especially from the north. When you see some videos from the north, you begin to imagine. You see, there's a time Mazin Nandekade said that for everything we suffered in Biafra land, they are going to suffer 10 times. For everything we suffer in Biafra, they are going to suffer the same 10 times. Today you see them. Can you imagine if what is happening in the north today was happening in Biafra land? Do you know what will be the result? If what is happening in the zoo today, if it were to be in Biafra land, can you imagine what would have been the result? But I thank you for that we were able to get this far. We saw it coming. Our Prime Minister saw it coming, and he announced we will not be part of it. Chukwu used our Prime Minister to make an announcement, and Biafrans keyed in. Chukwu did a great work for us, but we don't know what he did. Biafran spoke in one voice and said nobody should get involved in their so-called protest, and no one got involved. Even as we did not get involved, they are still dragging us into it. They are still dragging it. Look at one idiot. This idiot they call Adam Garba. This idiot Adam Garba. Look at what he's writing. Simon Ekpa, Nigerian enemy sponsoring protest. Simon Ekpa is the one sponsoring your protest in the northern part of Nigeria. You should be ashamed of yourself. If you claim to be a citizen in the north, in that you're not, for Simon Ekpa to be able to sponsor protests in your own northern state, it means you are an idiot. It means you are clueless and you are an idiot. If Simon ever could sponsor protests in your area, you should be ashamed of yourself. That is one reason why the zoo should end. That means nobody's in charge. But of course, they come online and they say anything they like. Shamelessly, they come online and they say it. Today, Biafra government is in charge. And I thank you that Biafrans are listening. They are listening to our Prime Minister. For those who don't understand, the 49 million vote that you see is not a joke. You can see Peter Mba. Peter Mba is also lamenting. The idiot in Enugu State, he's lamenting. He said, sit at home. Enugu government laments absenteeism among federal workers on Monday. You have not started lamenting. You have not started lamenting. Biafrans are going home. You have lost legitimacy in Biafra territory. All this nonsense you are parading yourself as leader. You are no leader. Nobody knows you. Biafrans have no time with your nonsense. Biafrans have chosen their paths. They have chosen their path, and that is what they are going to continue to follow. I want to remind every Biafran that's watching this program. If you are living around the barracks, stay away from barrack. Stay away from checkpoints. Every military barrack, every police barrack, every naval barrack, any barrack that belongs to the forces of the zoo in Biafran territory, stay away from there. Stay away from. Don't say you are not one. Don't say you are not one. Do not put yourself in harm's way. If you put yourself in harm's way, you will not live to tell the story. This warning has been coming for more than 1 year now. If you are living anywhere around, relocate, remove yourself from that area. Remove yourself. Don't say you are not one. Okay. The primary responsibility of Biafran government is to make sure that Biafran land is protected. It is not to fight against anybody. It is not to attack anybody. It is not to go against anybody, but to protect Biafran land. To protect Biafran land, that is the mission. And we will protect Biafran land while we sit back and watch what is happening in their protests. And our friends have told them that if they need water, as they are doing their protests, that we are watching, if they need water, if they are thirsty and they need water, they should reach out to the Biafran government. The Biafran government is going to provide water for them to drink. The Biafran government, we provide water for them to drink. So we are sitting back and we are observing. And that is our position. We continue to observe until they destroy themselves. After they finish their drama, then the Biafrans will start theirs. My fellow Biafrans, I appreciate everyone that has participated on the program today, wherever you are joining us from. If you are joining from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, whichever part of the world, I thank you for being part of this program. May Chukwu continue to guide and protect every one of us. Wherever you are, do not forget the message of our Prime Minister. Do not forget the update. The latest update that he spoke about. I want to play it before I leave the stage finally, for you to remember where we are and what we're going to do.
Today, why Nigeria are killing Nigerians who believe in Nigeria, protesting, they are killing them. It is only Biafrans that have not fallen victim. For the wisdom of the government of Biafra, that the only thing we know is to protect the life of our people, we go to any extent to do that. And today, the political criminals are speaking. They like good things. But inside themselves, they know it is possible only by the Biafra government. Nobody listens to them. If we have called for protest, Ali Igbo will be burned. I am telling you, everywhere will be burned. But we said, we know Nigeria is not our concern. And because of this, the next 1 month, the 1 month lockdown of the government institution is going to be immediately as they are finishing this protest, because we don't want, a lot of people are saying, oh, now the securities are there, they have been overwhelmed, let us come out and do our lockdown. No. We are not scared of security overwhelming. We have defeated them. You don't know the war that is going on in Biafra land. Only us know. You know how many thousands that has fallen? You know how many people that have brought to Imo, only Imo State. You know how many thousands of terrorists have fallen in Imo State alone for the past 2 years. So our next lockdown of Nigeria institution in Biafra land will happen after their protest, because we don't want our focus to be on the protest. So we want, when we start, focus will be on Biafra. When we start, everything in Nigeria will be on Biafra. Focus will be on Biafra. Let them bring all the military from Kaduna, from Nazafra to Biafra land. The focus will be in Biafra. That's what we want. And we are not yet in November. We are not even yet in October. We will make Nigeria so restless that before November, believe me, if you see anybody wearing Nigeria army uniform, there will be peeing in their pants in Biafra land. In Lagos.
You have heard our Prime Minister. It's a very strong and straight message. And I want every one of us to keep that message in our mind and prepare for what is coming. Get prepared. Freedom is not given, it's taken. So you must have prepared yourself to take your freedom. May Chukwu guide and protect every one of us as Biafrans. Wherever you are watching this program from, I pray that Chukwu guide and protect you and secure you. May Chukwu guide and protect our Liberation Army. May Chukwu guide and protect all our broadcasters, wherever they are and their family. May Chukwu guide and protect the federal government, the homeland, and all the members. May Chukwu guide and protect the members of the Biafran government. May Chukwu guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Samuel Eba. May Chukwu guide and protect him, secure him, and give him more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. We pray for Mazen Nandekano for divine healing, for divine strength, for divine protection, for divine revelation. May Chukwu be his guide. May Chukwu secure him. No plans of the enemies we have for him. No poison injected into his body we have effect. May Chukwu bring him back to us very soon, and we will celebrate him in the land of the living. Thank you so much for joining me on this program. I appreciate you. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafrans shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister, Mazi Samuel Eba, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Mazi Nandekano shall prosper. Thank you so much for watching this program. I will see you again tomorrow by the special message of Biafra government, peace, unity, progress, and equity, freedom or die.